congratulations on the promotion, and thank you for all your hard work.
Think of the best boss you've ever had. What made that leader so effective? It's a good bet he or she was an excellent communicator. Someone who gave you supportive praise and helpful criticism, delegated important tasks to you, listened attentively to your ideas and suggestions. Like Denise here, who has just been promoted. Her group is going to miss her because she recognized that communicating clearly and effectively with employees is probably the most important responsibility of any manager. Hi, I'm Kathy Long for Briefings Publishing Group. Over the next few minutes, you'll learn how to become your employee's best boss. By listening to Denise and her employees and watching how she communicates with them, you'll learn how to motivate employees with praise, offer criticism that challenges, delegate important tasks clearly and with confidence, and prevent misunderstandings by listening. Let's start by looking at how to motivate employees with praise. Some managers believe that the best way to motivate employees is to offer them more money or other benefits. And you can motivate some employees that way. Salespeople, for example, respond well to monetary incentives. But for most employees, acknowledgement from the boss that they've done something well is a powerful motivator that goes beyond money to inspire loyalty and encourage good work.
I don't know what I'm going to do without you. I mean, you made me feel so appreciated, especially when I had first joined the group and I was feeling insecure. Do you remember that?
Oh, yes, I do. Emily, do you have a minute?
Sure.
I just wanted to say that for your first assignment here, this marketing analysis you gave me yesterday is excellent.
Thanks. I was a little bit worried. I am glad you like it.
Most employees crave recognition for completing a difficult task. Denise followed our first guideline for motivating employees with praise. Make it timely. She got back to Emily quickly with a reaction. The sooner you provide that recognition, the more it reinforces the work the employee did. If you wait, it will add to any feelings of insecurity or self-doubt the employee may have. The second guideline for motivating employees with praise is to make it sincere.
No, this work shows you already have a firm grasp on the key challenges we face, Emily. Your comments on the marketing plan really pinpointed the weak spots.
People have to believe that you mean what you're saying for praise to be effective. The best way to do that is to do the following. Look the employee in the eyes when you deliver praise. That conveys your openness and sincerity. Smile. A smile reinforces what you're telling the employee, that you're happy with something he or she did. Use the employee's name. That makes your praise personal and believable.
Yeah, well, it's my pleasure, Emily. And you just keep up the good work.
Finally, put it in writing. Jot a quick note describing the good work and place it in the employee's personnel file for performance review time. Then give the employee a copy of the note.
Now, I was so happy with how well you did on your first assignment that I made a note of it in your personnel file. Here's a copy for you.
The next guideline for motivating your employees with praise is to make it specific. Remember how Denise showed her sincerity?
No, this work shows you already have a firm grasp on the key challenges we face, Emily. Your comments on the marketing plan really pinpointed the weak spots.
Some managers think that throwing an occasional good job or well done to employees is praise. Those terms might work for a while, but they'll lose their meaning if you use them too often. Instead, make your praise specific. Tie it directly to the job well done. Here are some other examples of how Denise followed this rule.
Jessica, turning in your analysis a day early allowed us to save nearly a week down the road. Aaron, you handled that angry customer better than anyone I've ever seen. Well, Tim, the extra work you put in last week helped us meet our deadline.
The final guideline for motivating employees through praise is to make it public. The old adage, praise in public, criticize in private, is still great advice. Praising an employee with coworkers looking on makes the employee feel proud. It also motivates the onlookers to work hard enough to earn your praise, too.
Well, Emily's only been with us for 2 weeks, but I think she's going to do very well. As I told you this morning, her marketing analysis is first rate.
Oh. Thanks.
I'd like all of you to take a look at it.
Here are some other ways to praise employees publicly. Handwrite a note on nice stationery and mail it to the employee's home. Send an uplifting email and copy your boss. Single out excellent employees in staff meetings and other group gatherings. There's no question that praise is a powerful motivator.
In those first weeks, I remember feeling so good about working for you. I mean, I was ready to go above and beyond to get things done.
And you have.
Now that you understand the power of praise, it's time for the other side of the coin. Part 2 is offering criticism that challenges employees to improve. You probably dread criticizing an employee's performance. Most managers do. But you can make negative criticism a positive experience for employees and for you.
You know, Denise, it's not just Emily you've motivated. I think we all realize that the way you communicated kept things around here pretty positive.
That's true. Even when you were telling us that we'd messed up, you never got angry or made us feel we were stupid, but you always made sure that we knew when we weren't living up to your standards.
I remember this one time I was doing an important survey of our distributors that had to be done.
Have a seat.
Thanks.
I want to talk to you about the distributor survey. I think I told you when I gave you the assignment how important it is to our sales planning process.
Here are 6 rules for delivering criticism. Let's watch as Denise applies the first 3 rules. First, do it in private. Criticizing employees in front of others will cause them to fear your feedback. Second, do it in person. Don't ever criticize employees in a memo or an email message. It's too easy for them to misinterpret your message. Deliver your criticism face to face so the employee can ask you questions and respond. Third, do it in a business setting. Meet in your office or in a private room, not in a restaurant or other public place. That way, you establish that what you're about to say is business-related, not personal criticism.
I wanted to tell you now because there's still time to gather the information we need, and because I have confidence that you can turn this around quickly.
That was rule number 4 in delivering criticism. Don't hesitate. If you let employees continue to perform below your expectations, the problem will get worse, not better, and your criticism will be that much more difficult to deliver. Number 5 is don't follow the word you with a negative. Saying, you didn't, or you don't seem to be able to, puts the employee on the defensive. Use I statements instead, like Denise does.
Well, I was surprised that you let this slide because I thought it was clear how important this information is. I want to make sure that I didn't leave you with the wrong impression.
The last of our 6 rules for delivering criticism is don't inflate the criticism by using always, never, or worst. Those words extend your criticism to everything the employee does and kills motivation. The trick is to deliver criticism in a way that shows your confidence in the employee's abilities. Good managers use special techniques to do that. Let's listen as Denise discusses them with her team.
How were you always able to give us negative feedback without making us feel bad?
Well, I try and follow a few basic rules for criticizing anyone. First, I describe the behavior in specific terms. And then I try to tell you exactly what needs to be done to correct the problem.
I know you were always very specific about how many times I was late with my reports.
Now, Jessica, you were a fast learner.
You know, I just never realized that being late with my reports delays everything down the line. And ultimately, that can affect the business.
I believe in reminding my staff how their work fits in and how important it is.
Well, Denise, you were really great at putting the problem into a bigger context. Whenever I would make a mistake, she'd say, overall, Aaron, you're doing a great job. You just need to work on some of these areas.
Well, it's important to remind the people on your team that you value and respect their work.
Well, another thing that I liked was that you always listened to my side.
Well, I always like to ask for an explanation when I'm delivering criticism. I mean, you may uncover some important issues you weren't aware of.
You always made sure that you understood what we were saying by restating what we told you.
Because it's easy to misunderstand something you're hearing. So yes, I restate in my own words your sorry excuses.
You know, the best part about the way you give criticism is that you don't solve the problem for us. You ask for our ideas on how to solve it. Like, now, Tim, how can we prevent this from happening in the future?
Well, you've certainly been through the process enough to know.
And then, well, I'd bring up some ideas, and then we would discuss it, and then you would propose a solution.
That's right. You didn't expect me to actually use any of your crazy ideas, did you? But we always work things out.
But not before you ask us to commit to whatever it is we agreed to do.
Well, how else am I going to know you're serious about improving or just trying to tell me something I want to hear to get off the hook? The point is, we'll all make mistakes. I just tried to use my best judgment in delivering criticism and still show my respect and my confidence in you all.
And I think it worked.
Absolutely.
Now it's time to talk about delegating with confidence. Delegation is a key part of any manager's job. It sounds so easy. You just assign tasks to employees so you can concentrate on more important work. But as you probably know, delegating a task and getting the results you want are often two different things. The key to delegating is communicating clearly and precisely with the employee how, when, and how well you expect the task to be completed. First, determine who's best suited for the task. Usually, you want to match an employee's strengths with the skills needed for the assignment. But you can also delegate tasks that force employees to stretch beyond their comfort zones. Beware of favoring certain employees, giving the same ones all the best assignments. Spread the fun work around, and the drudge work, too. Then meet with the employee you've chosen. Describe the project, the results you expect, and when you want it completed.
See me? Yes. Jessica, I have an assignment for you. We need to gather a list of all the suppliers we've used in the past 2 years and how much we've paid for our trade show efforts. Now, I want a spreadsheet list by supplier that details their costs for each show. Now, I need this 2 weeks from today, sooner if you can.
Spell out how much authority the employee will have to complete the assignment, but don't go into great detail about how to tackle it. Unless the task requires specific steps, let the employee propose how to complete the assignment. That will ensure that the employee learns as much as possible, maybe even coming up with a better way.
Feel free to call accounting, the trade show people, or the suppliers themselves to get the information that you need. Do you have any questions?
Encourage the employee to ask questions about the assignment so you can gauge how well he or she understands it and how much guidance you'll have to provide.
Do you think that I should start by getting a list from Rob?
Never say, "If I were you," or "Here's how I would do it." That locks the employee into completing the task one way, your way. Instead, answer the employee's questions, but don't offer advice unless it's asked for. Tell the employee why you chose her, either because she's good at a particular task.
Jessica, I want you to do this because you're detail-oriented, and I know you won't forget anything.
Or because you want the employee to grow on the job.
Jessica, I want you to do this because it will help you become more detail-oriented and give you experience with spreadsheets.
Discuss the deadline. Ask the employee if anything would prevent her from completing the task by the deadline you set. If you need to, alter the deadline for the assignment or for other projects the employee is working on.
Well, will you be able to make this deadline?
Well, I'm working on the distributor mailing with Tim right now, and I'm not sure that I can do both.
Tim's mailing is very important. What if I gave you an extra week to do this?
Well then, it should be no problem at all.
Set interim deadlines as checkpoints when the employee will report to you on progress.
Well, can you show me a list of shows and a list of vendors by the 27th?
Sure, I can do that.
End the meeting by expressing your confidence that the assignment is in good hands and that you're available for guidance along the way.
Thank you, Jessica. And I know you'll do a good job with this. But if you run into any roadblocks, I'll be happy to help you get back on track.
If an employee comes to you for guidance on how to approach a problem, don't solve it and don't take the project back onto your plate. Instead, ask the employee to offer 3 ways to solve the problem. Then, together, choose the best option. Finally, check in with the employee at the times you've designated to assess progress and troubleshoot problems. Keep the employee pumped up about the assignment with some words of encouragement.
So this is the initial list.
Right. There are a lot more vendors than I thought. Now, I assumed that you wanted me to include the AV rental in each city.
Oh, absolutely. Well, this looks good. I can't wait to see the final spreadsheet.
When the assignment is completed, meet with the employee to ask questions like these.
Well, what's the most important thing you learned from the assignment? Did you have the resources you needed? Did I give you enough authority to complete the assignment? Now, could you have done the job with less help from me or more guidance from me? Let me ask you, would you like similar assignments in the future?
Remember that no matter how much time and effort you put into delegating, employees will make mistakes. Delegated tasks are learning experiences. That's the way it should be. Employees may not complete the tasks as well as you can at first, but if you give them the chance, they'll eventually do them better than you can. Now it's time to move on to part 4. Prevent misunderstandings by listening. Many managers act as if communicating with employees is a one-way transaction. The manager speaks, and the employees do what they're told. But the most effective managers, like Denise, know how to listen to their employees to spot potential problems and prevent misunderstandings that could turn into bigger problems down the road. Here's how they do it. They go beyond an open door policy. It's great to let employees know they can come to you anytime with problems, but they may feel uncomfortable coming into your office, or they may not want to disturb you, especially if you're busy. So don't wait for employees to come to you with problems. Go to them. Get out of your office and talk to employees several times a day. Ask them how their work is going, what's giving them trouble. You'll start hearing useful comments and revealing questions. Listening is absolutely critical to communicating clearly and effectively with your employees. Your willingness to listen will give you the chance to kill rumors and let employees at all levels know your expectations. These good listening techniques will help ensure that you and your employees are on the same wavelength. First, show that you're ready to listen. Hold all calls, turn off your computer, close the door, and face the employee. Don't let piled up mail or pending work distract you. If you can't give the employee your full attention, schedule a meeting for later. Speak and listen eye to eye. Try to position your chair so that you're at the same eye level as the employee. Lean toward the employee to show you're eager to hear the problem. Resist the urge to interrupt. Let the employee finish talking before you respond. If you sense the employee is holding back, offer verbal prompts such as, "Go on," or "What else can you tell me?"
Go on, Tim. I want all the details.
Listen without bias. If you find yourself thinking, "Oh no, here we go again," when an employee brings a problem to you, remember this. The fact that the employee cares enough about the business to complain warrants your attention. Paraphrase to clarify. Restate what the employee has said to clarify any miscommunication.
So what you're saying is you're having trouble prioritizing your work because everything seems so urgent.
Ask for solutions. Be a good listener, but don't let employees dump their problems on you and then walk away. Ask the employee to offer 3 solutions to the problem, or if the employee is presenting an idea, 3 ways to implement it.
Well, Erin, I think those are great observations. How do you propose we address this?
Help the employee choose the best option by asking questions.
So what cost do you think we would incur for your first plan? Who else would it affect?
Finally, follow up with a memo, note, or email message to confirm decisions you made during your conversation. You've seen that there's no secret formula to being a great manager. But if you motivate employees with praise, offer criticism that challenges employees to improve, delegate with confidence, and prevent misunderstandings by listening, you'll put yourself on the path to communicating clearly and effectively with employees. All it takes is patience, understanding, and practice. But remember that not even the best managers get it right all the time. Sometimes you'll follow all the right steps, say all the right things, and you still won't get through. Don't get discouraged, and don't stop trying. After all, did your best boss give up on you? For Briefings Publishing Group, I'm Kathy Long.